Welcome to ForFamilies podcast, where we have conversations on children, on parents, for families. So, yeah, at the right place, because let's face it, you're either a child or a parent, one way or the other. So, you belong to a family. So, you need to be glued to this channel. Now, if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our episodes, and follow us across our different social media platforms. If you have questions, keep them coming in. For those who have, thank you. And please let us know what you love, what you'd like us to discuss. It's our show. I'm really excited to be the host. My name is Isabella Adediji, and today I'm going to tell you a true life story. So, when I was getting married, the MC Omotalk said everyone who is a twin should stand up. And quite a number of people stood up. I have cousins who are twins. My husband's auntie or aunties are twins. My dad is a twin.
Oh, wow.
So many people stood up, and I was like, you know what? This is a sign, God. I'm going to have twins, or maybe I'll have triplets. Because one auntie has twins, another auntie has two sets of twins. My dad's a twin, and on my husband's side, like I said, the aunties are twins. Lo and behold, first belle come. I no see twin. The second one, I was like, God, it's going to come now, because it has skipped me as in my generation. So that means it is going to the next generation. And I got to the hospital. I was like, is it twins? And the doctor looked at me like, wait, if it is twins, you will know by now the way your back is going to be paining you and everything. I was like, true, but my back is not paining me like that. That means, I said, no, it's not twins. And after having two, I have a boy and a girl. I'm not looking for anything, even if it was two boys or two girls. I know they do, but I love twins though. They are so cute. Then imagine triplets or even quadruplets. Like, I went to uni, and a friend of mine, she said, look, her mom had 3 kids and was going to the hospital for the 4th child. She had 4 children, quadruplets. And I don't know if you like reality TV shows where they will show like sextuplets, like 7, 8. Like, there's something about multiples. Maybe I need to have been born in Igbora. That is the twin capital of the world. But today we're going to be finding out about having multiples. What is it really like beyond the cute pictures? Iya beji, iya beta, iya beri. What is it really like raising multiples, from pregnancy to childbirth to infanthood, toddlerhood, teenagerhood, if there's anything like that, teenage years? What's it really like? And my guest is an award-winning lifestyle and entertainment journalist by day. By night, she is a fab mom. She is fabulous. She's a mom. She's the founder and CEO of Fab Mom NG. Go and check them out. They're a strong community, and I love how she's so intentional about parenting. So it comes through. She's an intentional parenting advocate, and real life situations, real stories from real mothers. I really love that about her. And then, of course, she's a mother of 3 beautiful girls. She didn't have them one after the other. She had them at the same time. She's a triplet mom. So who better to come and tell us about raising multiples, about being intentional as a parent, and what to expect than a fabulous mom herself, the fab mom, Jayne. Hey!
Hi, Isabella. Thank you so much. I was like, is that me?
It is you. On ForFamilies podcast, we do our intro. Very, very special.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You are looking fabulous.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank
You're a mom of triplets. Like, how? Like,
sometimes I wonder, like, how? Just this morning, true life scenarios. So most times when I'm prepping their school lunch in the morning, one of them is actually leans more towards the kitchen. She loves to be the one with me in the kitchen. And funny thing, she's the one that knows how to cook. So and most times she has to bath last because she likes to spend time with me in the kitchen. So we were just talking. I was like, were you surprised to see your dad come and pick you the other day? They were like, yes. I said, why? Did you ask where I was? No. Daddy said you went to the salon. I was like, eh. I was like, do you like my hair? Do you like my nails? Yes, that's why we always tell our classmates to come and see you.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm just saying this to buttress the fact that sometimes our kids are so proud of us. Meanwhile, we are somewhere second guessing ourselves. So I just feel like a lot of mothers need to cut themselves some slack. The fact that you even worry about the fact that you're doing it well or not means you're actually doing it. So I think we should just celebrate ourselves every day, whether you're a triplet mom or a mom of 111 like you. We are doing an amazing job. So we need to give ourselves more props and just be graceful. Just allow yourself, just enjoy it.
Yeah, give myself props. I'm mom of one. Don't add the third one. Because maybe it's that one that will now be triplets or twins.
And
But
if God ordains it, why? And I also say that sometimes you don't even, I'm sure somewhere in your heart, you're like, will I even have the power?
as
But
in,
guess what? You won't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option you have to give. Yeah, so for
what?
me, I didn't know I was this strong. I remember when I found out that I was going to have triplets, which was around almost 7 months, 6 months actually. And the
Wait,
first
no,
person,
wait. You found
yes,
out.
at 6 months.
Okay, so
And
like
I was
my.
obsessed with scan. It's crazy, yes, I know, because I remember right from when I got pregnant, every time my husband and I go to the hospital, I would say I want to do scan. So sometimes my husband would be like, what is it with this scan? And you know how we do antenatal and every 2
Yes.
weeks and all of that. So the month I found out, reluctantly, the doctor was like, okay, let's go and do it. And I and my husband were just gisting. You know how the scan monitor is behind you. So
Yes.
we're just gisting, and then I just saw the doctor's face suddenly change. He was like, he wore his glasses. He was arranging. I was like, so my heart, first thing that came to me was, I mean, a deformity, or maybe something was wrong. And then I was like, what's up? He said, no. The doctor, I'll never forget it. He said, no. 1, 2, 3. My husband said, 3 words. So we sat up, and he said, look at them, and the heartbeats are so strong. It's not something we envisage. So maybe we would have had
Yes.
that on video, because those are some things I like to keep, some little keepsakes. So he was like, look at it, and their heartbeats. Okay, let's check if there's a fault. I say, fault where? So right from then, my life changed, still is changing. And the first person I called was my dad. And
Why your dad?
because I didn't know if my mother would be able to handle the news. Because the first thing I think, would have come to her mind is like, my daughter is fragile, she's soft. I've always been a softie. So my dad was like, wow, relax, you can do it. So he was the one that broke it to my mother. My mother now called and was crying, how will you carry 3?
Hey.
But I mean, here we are 12 years after, and we are going strong. Lots of lessons learned along the way, lots of mistakes, a lot of adjusting. I mean, if I were to have triplets again, I think I would do better. I think I would do better raising them. Maybe the foundation years, the early years wouldn't have been. Yeah, it does have its peculiarities, but I don't think I will have so much, will I say, challenges, because I've learnt. But I don't want to go back and have it again.
Wow. I think a lot of times as parents, we underestimate just how much preparation is needed,
Yeah.
and we just get in and we trial by error. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that the media is now educating us.
Yes.
I'm glad that you have a community
Yes.
that moms can feel fabulous in the
Yes.
sense of it. Like,
Yeah.
I love the example you gave about your daughter picking up on your fabulosity. Like, yes, your hair, your makeup, your nails, and you're still a mom.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad about this conversation, because I believe others who are watching that maybe desire to have multiples or just had multiples, they are better prepared.
I think what would always also help is having your support system. Right from when you find out that you're expecting multiples, whether it's twins, triplets, quadruplets, or and so on. Just get you a support system. So right from then, just decide who will stay with me. Is it your husband's mom, your husband's sisters? Do you need 3 nannies? Do you need like a team? even if it's your neighbors, who can you point out as your support system? Sometimes a lot of mothers, and I keep saying this, they make the mistake to think that support system has to be your husband or your immediate family. Some people are lucky in that regard, but some people aren't lucky. Some people are not even living in the same states as their parents, or their parents are aged, or some mothers are not actually maternal. I think we should talk about that fact. She gave birth to you, but she does not have that maternal instinct. So when she even comes from Mugwo, you're the one who Mugwo in her. So you have to, it's a reality. You will know your reality, and there's no need to mince words or deceive yourself. So if it means hiring a night nurse or somebody else to step into, fill that gap, so that you don't get overwhelmed. Because even with one child, you get overwhelmed, but with multiples, from the sleepless night, ours is, I always say mine is thrice the stress, thrice the joy.
So pregnancy, I'm wondering, like, it took you 6 months,
Yes.
even with all those scans,
Yes.
and my doctor was saying you would have known from.
Well, I don't know.
So
I just feel it was bound to happen. Of course, I had the flutters. I felt the flutters, but I've never been pregnant before. Maybe I would have been able to decipher
if it was your second.
But I noticed that my morning sickness was extreme.
Okay.
But I mean, of course, you know how you get pregnant and you read everything and anything. And they said sometimes some women just have this intense morning sickness that some even lingers till 6 months. Some people have it till they even give birth.
Yes.
But I remember then that anytime I go to brush, it triggers it. I don't know if that was the same thing.
You start throwing up. Like, if
Mine
you brush your tongue in a certain way,
you will throw up. I don't know the science behind it. I remember then my husband would just keep rubbing my back. I'll be like, I won't throw up this baby one day because I don't understand. And then I think from the moment I found that there were going to be 3, everything was just intense. Because at some point he had to get a new mattress because our mattress suddenly became too soft for my back. And then as the pregnancy progressed, I couldn't even sleep. Of course, when you're pregnant, at some point your sleep position has to change. And mine was, as a pregnancy, I think from 6 months, it just seemed like those girls just decided to just manifest.
Wow.
Because at some point when I want to turn, like, when you want to switch to the other side of your, you sleep on your side.
Yes.
My husband will help me carry the belly like this.
Wow. Literally carry the babies to turn. Wow.
And sometimes I'll be so scared to move so much that they don't wake up. I don't know if that happens with singletons. Like when you're awake, babies are awake.
I feel like they were not as well. The single, they were not always active. Like they will move sometimes, and then you feel something.
Okay.
But I can't imagine what it will be like. 3.
So
babies.
I feel sometimes when you're awake, they're awake.
So are they all awake at the same time? Like, are they punching in 3 different? Like you feel one punch here, or one kick.
Tugging, but because it's 3 babies.
Yes.
In a belly that's maybe designed for one child. So there's not so much space to move. Of course, they did move. They did have all those kicks, but it's not like it was so intense.
Okay.
Because one of my daughters I have 3 girls. They are not identical. So it means everybody had their own placentas.
Okay.
One of them was face down throughout.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't even know her sex. So we're like, okay, maybe my mom was like, okay, let's buy some baby boy thing. Maybe it's a boy. The other one, the tallest of them all, was somewhere here.
Okay.
So when she wants to move, I feel her. Then the other one was here. I don't know, God is just so awesome. So one was here, one was here, one was here. So back to what I was saying. So as the pregnancy progressed, the kicks and everything became more intense. What else? Back pain.
What about movements? Like, how was that?
Oh, okay.
Because if your husband is carrying the babies to move.
So after some point, I think from the 7th month, I had to be admitted into the hospital because it was sort of threatened. So I had to have what they call a cerclage. Cerclage or something. I've forgotten the term. So they just tighten the neck of the womb.
Okay.
Because of the pressure of the baby, so that it doesn't slip out. Quotes, and so the doctor said I have to take things easy. But mothers now, we like activity. So he was like, if you really want to carry these babies to term, you have to take it easy. So after some point, I was like, okay, you know what? I won't just give you that order to come and stay in the hospital.
So you were on compulsory bed rest.
Bed rest. That's
from
it.
7 months.
7 months to almost a month, because I had them a little over 8 months.
Okay.
So I was on bed rest. So I mean, when I had them,
What week is the prescribed week
Oh,
for
I don't have it in my head right
multiples?
now. I'm sorry.
Okay,
But
but
I think
I know that
34, 34
okay.
is
So I know that full term single pregnancies
36,
is 40 weeks.
40 weeks, sorry.
But I know that multiples don't carry to
Eh,
40.
No, I can't at the time I knew all of these things. Sorry. Mommy brain is
Yes.
still working, but I can't really remember. But I did have them, I think 3 weeks earlier or 4 weeks.
Okay.
I can't remember. But God's so kind, they were not premature that they had to be in an incubator.
Thank
The only
God.
thing we struggled with was just newborn jaundice.
But even single babies struggle
So that
with
was the
that.
only thing. Aside from that, after roughly 1 week plus, we went home.
Wow. So you were in the hospital for a month.
Yes, a month.
How was the feeding like? You know how they say when you have one baby, they say you're eating for two. So we're
Okay,
eating for five. Oh no, eating for four.
So I had cravings. So my cravings then was this Magodo chicken suya.
Oh wow.
Magodo steak chicken suya and ribena.
Wow.
So if I don't eat it, I'm not okay. And there was a supermarket, like a small mat in the hospital. So sometimes I'll just call the lady, please bring ribena, bring biscuits, and I like this shortbread.
Okay.
So I was just eating, and I wasn't too scared because I knew it was going to be an elective CS. So I didn't have that fear of, they become so big. Because obviously when you're having multiples, most times you have to go, they have to cut you open. Yeah, so I didn't have like extraordinary cravings. More of like the sweet tooth thing just emerged.
So you were not eating for 4 people?
No, I was just eating normal because at some point when I was close to term, I lost so much weight and it was more of the stomach. So when you see me, you see the stomach first. So when I eventually put to bed, I think I went down to a size 8 or 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why
I think
did you lose weight though?
I don't know. I just feel the pressure of, it's a lot, really.
It is.
And later my dad would confess to me that sometimes when he comes and sees me, he'll just go and meet the doctor and say, please take out these babies, please. I don't understand, But they didn't want to, everybody had to be strong in front of me. And then, of course, calm down to the labor. I had my late grandmom, my dad. My dad had to go to work, so he came back. My mom, my husband, and my sister-in-law.
Wow, that's a real support system there.
I think that's what helped me. And then we had the birth on camera.
Okay.
And I've showed my children, I'm like, see. So anytime I tell you to do something and you misbehave, see you.
Wow, 3. Wow. What was it like staying in the hospital?
Oh.
Because I know even for pregnant women who are just expecting one, but maybe because
and you know how the 9 months feels like the longest month.
Yes, like I can't imagine what it would be like to be confined to one space, not allowed to work, especially if you are
and I'm actually a very restless person. And I remember then the only exercise I did at the time was walk down the stairs sometimes because I was upstairs, walk down, stroll to the mats to buy sweet, all those things, walk around the whole compound. Then the scan, where they did the scan, is just at the back.
Yes.
So I'll just walk down, then come up. And that was the time I told them to get me this Desperate Housewives, the American series. So that was where I watched the entire season. So I think most of the films I ever saw till the end was during that time. I didn't read any book.
Okay.
But I was seeing films, and music.
And your husband will come and visit.
He was poor man.
Family.
My grandmom too will come. But most people like to come and stay with me because they know they will enjoy.
Oh.
Because as I'm buying the chicken suya, you are eating.
Yes.
But that's just on a lighter note. But that was what kept me going. Then every time the doctor comes, you'll be like, okay, we'll take the babies out on the 11th. When he comes, it's just to make me happy. When he comes on the 11th, you know what, Mrs. Ogoye, let's push again to 15th. So he kept his sense now. Sense, until eventually I had them. I didn't nurse any fear. The only time fear crept in was on the day of delivery. And you know how you're wheeled into the theater. And the first thing that struck me were the equipments. I was like, why didn't let me see this equipment? They would have hidden it. And then the anesthetist, what do they call them?
Anesthetist.
The person who administers
the one that administers the anesthesia. Yes.
So he was like, you need to relax. This is your BP. It's okay, but you need to relax. It's nothing to be scared of. You'll be fine. I was like, okay. But meanwhile, fear. fear, and I'm naturally an overthinker, and I could nurse fears, doubts, And then he looks at the BP, said, "See the BP? I thought you said you want to see your children." I said,
It's
"Yes."
rising a bit.
So if this BP keeps rising, we have to keep you back again another 2 days. Don't you want to see your children? I said, "I want." The next time I started crying, he said, he now called the doctor. "Your patient is not ready." So everybody had to calm me down. My mom said, "What's the issue? You won't die now." I said, "What if I die?" So my mom said, "How will you die? We are here, you can't die." So I was scared. That was when it dawned on me that
It's a surgery.
it's a major surgery.
Like, this
CS.
is not...
I think we don't make so much noise about CS.
Yeah, I won't lie. I'm afraid of CS.
Yes.
Like,
And you know how society, the societal construct that CS moms are lazy.
They make it seem like it's the easier one.
It's
But when I
not,
talk to CS moms and they tell me that they can't walk, they can't bend, they're having to learn how to walk again, I'm like, I'm afraid.
And they cut up to like 3-4 layers of your tummy before they get to where so unlike moms who had their babies via vaginal birth, you can just stand up and go. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe a stitch down there. But I mean, you could walk. But with a CS mom, I mean, your first poo, your first wee is a big deal. You can't even over cough. You can't even over laugh.
I can't even think about it because just one small cut, I know. Then imagine 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't even know how many layers before you get
to
there.
Where the baby is or was. So I mean, eventually the BP came down and my husband was right there. He was like, "Relax, you won't die." Because my fear was like, "Hey, what if I die?" But somehow I was like, no, I won't die. So they gave me the anesthesia, the one where you're just numb from your belly down. Not the full one. Forgotten what they call it.
Epidural.
No, epidural is
they put it in the back.
Okay.
And then you're numb from here down.
Oh yeah. So I was seeing them carry out the surgery, and they were talking to me at intervals, like, just to know if I was okay.
Yes.
All these doctors, they have sense.
It's as in too much.
So I mean, I felt when they I felt the tugging, but no pain, but I could feel the tugging. So they finally got to where the first baby was. They brought my husband now came, "Baby girl." He now followed them to the back where they were, how to suck out all those things. He came back again. I said, "Baby girl." I said, "Okay." Just showed me the baby crying. They went back, took the baby to the back to clean up. So we're now waiting to see what that other baby,
the one that was face down.
Exactly. And then finally they brought the baby out. My husband said, 3 girls. I said, "Hey, I've replicated myself twice." I'm in trouble. And then they cleaned the babies, they wheeled them out to, I think, a ward or the room. Of course, everywhere erupted. My mom, everybody, even people that were in the hospital, rushed in. People, the next compound, I don't know how, somehow, and it was their first triplet birth. And then they now had to start, stitching me back. And then, how when you want to have a C-section, you're not supposed to drink or eat, I think, for 24 hours.
I didn't know.
Or so. So I was damn hungry. But they said, no, you can't eat or take in any liquid till after. I can't remember some of those things. So anyway, they wheeled me out and the journey began.
Wow. So now you have 3 girls. At that point, or in your preparation, your support system, were you thinking of, 3 girls, I need 3 nannies, I need 3 people? How about breastfeeding? Like, I need 3 breasts.
My sister. So I think one of the things hospitals, midwives need to do more is to educate mothers, moms to be, new moms, first-time moms especially, about the reality of life as a new mom, especially as it concerns breastfeeding. For a lot of moms, breastfeeding is a major struggle. Some people have it just happen naturally. Some people have to struggle. And if you don't have a solid support system or someone who prepares it, maybe not necessarily a midwife.
Maybe a lactation consultant.
Thank God we now have lots of them now. You may slip into depression and think that you're not mom enough. So I was not prepared for breastfeeding, taught that you don't have to go down to the baby, you have to bring baby to you, all those little nitty gritty, So when I had the girls, obviously immediately we had to do combination um, feeding. No, they had to be given a formula immediately because I didn't lactate. For most moms who undergo CS, lactation doesn't really happen like this.
Immediately.
For some, yeah, some lucky few, So immediately I felt like, she have not failed these children.
Oh.
So at some point, my breastfeeding journey was very short-lived. I think 3 months, 4 months, yeah, I think 5 months, but it was not exclusive. So I was just breastfeeding to relieve myself of the engorgement. You know how that
Yes.
engorgement is, and not necessarily to feel the baby.
Yes.
To feed the baby to feel or till feel, yeah. So it was also a form of mini bonding, but I struggled with it. Even at that, I struggled, but
And for 3 babies,
so
like that's
already there was this my expectations, or my, what's the word, I think expectations were managed because I knew that I don't have 3 breasts,
yes. So
and there was no way I could breastfeed 3 babies, even if I had twins and all. And breastfeeding is not easy.
it's not.
Let's say the truth. I think the beautiful thing about breastfeeding for me is when you just see your baby latching onto your breast. That's
Bonding, skin to skin.
Aside from that, I'm like, what's the big deal? So I mean, I tell moms, if it's not working, there are lots of alternatives. It doesn't make you any less a mom. And like they always say, fed is best.
Yes.
Fed is best. By all means, try to boost milk production, have a good latch so that you don't have cracked nipples. But sometimes you might do all of those things, take all the lactation cookies, milk, everything, and it's not just working. Don't beat yourself up. What's the next alternative?
This thing you said, I used to work in a company that sold breast milk substitutes, and I had a doctor friend, and I asked her, how are you doing these exclusive things? Because they do it in such a way that you have enough 6 months by the time you take all your leaves combined. And she said, see, I've done this exclusive thing, but my baby is not full. So after I finish giving breast milk, I have to give formula. So I think like you said, sometimes you as a woman, you do everything, but it's not enough. You're not lactating well, and the baby or the babies need to be fed.
But that's life. Some people have it easy in life, some people don't. Some children, brings me back to a topic I addressed not too long ago about milestones. Some children are like born stars. They don't need to be taught so much. Anything you teach them, they grasp. And there are some children that you need patience and continuous teaching. Some people don't even walk early. Some people never walk. But that's life. You don't beat yourself up. So what you should be asking, what's the next thing to do? So that you don't wallow in that situation. True. If not, depression, life is already lifing.
Yes.
Motherhood is already mothering. So you just have to be your number one cheerleader and have you a support system. And I think this is where the role of fathers and husbands, is very important, because you have to be your wife's number one advocate. Because imagine your wife struggling with breastfeeding and you have a mother-in-law, whether her own mom or yours, telling her, go breastfeed the baby me. Now like that they breastfeed. So you need a man that can stand and say, mama, leave her. That alone is enough comfort. She won't try it again. So once you are covered in that aspect, it's a different thing from you being assertive and standing up. No, I'm trying it. It's not working.
And
please don't kill me.
The doctors are even the same people that will prescribe the formula when you're not lactating, or maybe the supply is not enough.
Or even if you are ill, for instance.
Oh, that's true. So I wanted to discuss your support system, because, one is already a lot. Now 3 at the same time. Like, what was it like changing diapers, bathing them, buying things for them?
Okay, let's not even go to finance now. I think for me, colic. At the time, I didn't know it was colic. I would later realize that that's what makes a lot of babies, fussy. And I would also later realize that it's because of trapped wind.
Okay.
I would later also realize that if you have to buy, what's it called, the feeding bottles, you have to buy the one that I've forgotten what they call all these things. The tip does not have a big hole,
so that air is not,
you see, or the one that mimics the breast silicone, and all of those things exist now. So the difference between then and now is information.
It is.
Most times I say the difference between you and the other mom is information. I didn't know all of those things. So for me, it was colic at the time, and my children showed me when. As one stops crying, another one picks up.
So that thing is real. They don't all sleep at the same time, eat at the same time. They do it like relay.
Sometimes it'll be like, today, yeah, we will show you pepper.
Wow.
I remember one day I just sat, I said, people want to kill me. I just screamed. My mother just dragged me. She took me to another room, said, go and rest. But how do you really rest?
With 3.
When you are hearing your babies crying non-stop. You know how they say, let them cry it out.
No, but I can't even imagine it times 3.
That's my sister. So that was the first challenge. I think it was sleep deprivation. That was my biggest challenge. And maybe breastfeeding. Then as we grew in the whole raising triplet thing, finance. Because I think it didn't really hit me until it was almost time for them to go to school. Then you know that everybody's starting school at the same time. You're buying 3 school uniforms. You're buying 3 socks.
You're buying 3 sets of books too.
3 sets of books. So nothing like pass me down.
So wow. And you can't say, oh, we are sharing the textbooks.
And you know how, God bless our educationists, you know how they do now. Textbook is workbook.
It's true.
So you can't even pass
You can't.
that. I mean, even if I was to have singletons. So yeah, the finance, the school fees, you're paying 3. Yeah, 3
Would
times.
you say that organizations offer some kind of discount when they know?
Most schools will tell you maybe 30 or 40% on the 3rd child. So of course we've always enjoyed those discounts, and I think it also made us plan. So my life is plan. You know, now that they're in secondary school, we are thinking university.
So that's
I'm always
3.
a step. Yes, I'm always a step ahead. So it's also made me more organized. I also thrive on routines. For them to routines, even though there are 3 of them, I treat them as individuals because my daughters have 3 different personalities, and that's why at some point before they clocked 8, I had to stop the identical clothing. Nah, everybody just be on your own. And for me too, it was a way to stop. Are they triplets? People stop you on the road to ask, and it's too small. People are stopping, they are staring. It does have its advantage because sometimes, and you know, Nigerian, sometimes you enter a shop, they're like, triplets, don't buy, don't pay. You know, you have all those specs, but beyond the glam, beyond the cute baby pictures, the twinning outfits,
or the tripling
outfits, or the fact that you had 3, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I you know, before I became a mom, I won't lie, I used to think that I'll do it all. Like, I don't need a nanny, I don't need housekeeper, I will cook, I will clean, I'll take care of my child.
Talking of nanny, sorry Isabella, because I may forget this. When I see mothers talk about nanny, they're like, people are enjoying. Nanny showed me shaggy.
Wow.
So there's no trick under the sun that a nanny wants to play now.
Did you have to get 3?
I had 3 at some point.
Wow.
Have you ever been in a situation whereby you're about to go to work, and as you come out of your room, you see the 3 of them with their bags, say they are leaving
at the same
my
time?
sister. Nah, so I've seen it all.
Wow.
Or is it the one that when you finish paying the salary, you are praying in your heart, please let me not wake up the next morning and she say, madam, I won't go.
Wow.
You know, and when you have those nannies taking care of your children, at some point you will also have to start pampering them. You'll be good though.
Yes.
You make sure that they are well fed. I know those people can eat. They eat maliciously.
Maybe
So
not all of them.
So you are finishing 1 bag of rice in 2 months and all of those things. So apart from the expenses that come with, you know, raising your children, paying their salaries, the salaries, you also have feeding.
Yes.
So at some point I had 3 nannies. As the children grew older, of course, over time I would learn from my mistakes and know what to look out for when hiring, because I would later realize that I don't even need an older nanny. I needed a younger one that has energy, you know.
Is it because there were multiples?
Yes, because there were multiples. Those older women, yes, they have the experience of raising children, but they don't really have the energy to run after 3
different...
You know how children, when you say, come and have your bath, one will run into your room,
another one will run.
So by the time she runs from parlor to room, she will almost faint. So I had to get two younger nannies and an older one that would look, like oversee. And then at some point, when they say no one will tell you that you will know when it's time to choose between your children and your job. So at some
what I was
point,
getting to.
those, yes.
Because I imagine when you first had them,
So
you
my
had
then
family
employer,
members,
my then
right?
employer, God bless them, they gave me 6 months maternity.
When you first had your
Yes,
triplets.
yes. So
Okay.
I went on 6 months. When I came back, in short, I remember then the editor-in-chief would just call me around 3. Jayne, you're still in the office, go home.
Thank God for employers like
Yes.
that.
So, I mean, even though I'm no longer there, I still owe them, that, because they were really good to me.
And they kept your job, because that's
yes,
another
and they were
thing.
paying me throughout the 6 months.
Wow.
Oh yes, they were paying me. So when I
That's
came
good.
back, you just feel like you have to prove that you can do it, that motherhood is. So the man will be like, go home. I don't know what you're trying to prove. Go home and rest. Go and be with your children. And so at some point, I couldn't cope, especially because of the nanny issues.
So people think that, once you have maybe multiples or triplets, like you might have, maybe family members that will come in.
Yes, so family members did come, but I would tell people that I prefer to pay.
Okay.
I prefer having a nanny that I pay, and then maybe have a family member just oversee.
Okay.
So that the nanny knows that this is her job. So that, because sometimes family can be funny. I didn't have that experience, but I just didn't want a situation where I'd be like, oh, you brought me to take care of your children. Because sometimes it comes in, those little attitudes, sometimes they say it. So I preferred I have someone I pay and who knows that this is her job. That person will owe you commitment and all of that. So eventually I took a pay cut.
Wow.
I had to leave that company.
Would you say you had to leave because the working conditions became unfavorable, or it was a personal decision? Like,
it was a combination of both, but more of that I just needed just to clear my head, because imagine, and you know how the media industry is. So most times our job is really tasking.
Yes.
It's a mental work.
Because sometimes you're at an event, it's 10 o'clock, they don't start on time, and you still need to turn in that copy.
Exactly.
Editor is waiting, he needs to make...
Even write, sometimes you are grappling with, is it the headline, is it the angle?
Even Chimamanda, said, she had struggles writing after
she even had writer's block for 6 years or more, So I was like, I can't combine that with what I'm facing at home with these children. So I took a pay cut, stepped down a bit, job salary wise, and I was I think I spent like 3 months. Of course I had some savings, husband was there too, and just to, is it recalibrate or just think about what the next step would be. And then eventually I got the job, which was more of hybrid, which I still am at. And today it still affords me time to be in their lives, because even if you have a very supportive mom or a good nanny, you still need to be involved in your children's life, especially at that foundation years. Once you miss it, it's hard to build the bond when they become preteens or teens, because once they turn 9, from experience, you discover that personality begins to show forth. And then their thoughts, their outlook to life, their beliefs, their values, they become more evident from that 9, 10. By the time they get to 11, 12, they are more opinionated. By the time they become teens, it's harder to fit in if you were not there earlier. And by the time they become teens, they are more of an advisor.
Yes.
Advisor, and not a parent. The main parenting was from that toddler years to the school age, because by the time they are pre-teens, teens, is all the things you have taught them, plus the brushing up you'll be doing, that will carry them, especially when they get to big school, which is the secondary school. Yesterday when I came back and my daughter was looking at my nails, she was like, Mom, is this acrylic? I was like,
you already know this.
I said, how did you know acrylic? She said, from school.
Wow.
I said, how? She said, my friends.
Wow.
So sometimes from informal conversations, you get to find out what your kids know and do not know.
True.
So you have to be there.
And how are you able to be there for 3 of them? Because parents are so busy these
Yes.
days for just even one
Yeah.
child, and it's even different where maybe one is a baby, the other is a teenager, so
Mhm.
their needs are different, but it's like the same needs at the same
I think what
time.
also has helped me the fact that they are of the same sex.
Hmm.
So everybody goes through almost the same thing. I mean, right now we are navigating body changes, menstruation, and it's so funny. God is such an awesome creator. You give birth to a child on the same day, three children on the same day, and they are three different people.
Wow.
They started menstruating at different times. So imagine when the first two had started menstruating and the third one would not menstruate till 6 months after. So you have to manage that so that she does not feel she's any less than her sister. In short, when she finally menstruated, they rejoiced. So I was like, "Hello, come, why are you rejoicing?" And I was so scared that Rumi will not menstruate. I said, "Why won't she menstruate?" She's a girl. So I now had to sit them down and say, "See, I didn't menstruate till so time." So everybody is different, but what matters is that everybody will still catch up.
Yes.
I also told them that who knows, maybe by the time it's time for you to get into the university, one of you may not get admission immediately. It's possible.
So right now they're all in the same class,
Same class,
same
right from
school.
Same class, same school. Everybody they say they have their best friends, but I'm just laughing. I say, how can you have best friends?
So some parents would put their children in different classes, or
so we did when they were
Okay.
in primary school, but we discovered that I think the primary school had just 2 arms.
Okay.
So there was no way we could divide 3 people into 2. So
Okay.
2 were in one class, 1 was in a different class. But we discovered that those 2 that were in the same class were bonded more than the one that was in a different class. So we took the big decision to move her back to the other class at the beginning of the new term. So you also have to be very, very observant. Of course, you know how they say parents have favorites. I say I don't have a favorite, but I have a favorite for different things. Of course, you like the child that listens more.
True.
You will like the one that helps you out in the kitchen. But the
True.
one that helps you out in the kitchen may not be so good with organization. So I have the one that I call my little PA. What should I wear today? I'm going to bring my shoe. Which bag do you think will go? But when it's time for kitchen, that one may not.
Yes.
She does not have time for all those things. Her own is things. And then I have the one that loves book. She loves reading. So I just feel that know what their strengths are, know what their weaknesses are, but don't harp on them. Play up their strengths. When you are, and with triplets, you have to ensure that you're praising everybody. And sometimes I say, you are 3. Rume is better at reading, but you are better at drawing. You are better at singing. Imagine the 3 of you come together. What would that be? That's a power team.
Wow.
So I'm like a motivator.
So you're not comparing them.
I'm not. And sometimes I'll be like, see, it's prize giving day. Imagine we go to school, only Rume gets a prize. None of you get. So what do? We will shout, that's my sister. I say yes, because if Rume wins, it means all of us have won. So
Wow.
I prepare ahead of time. And if none of us wins, what will happen? I will still give you my prize in the house. So as we are coming back from school, we are branching up to buy pizza or ice cream, or we just celebrate. So it's a lot. You're managing emotions, you're managing different personalities, you're managing your money, you're managing your own emotions.
True.
You are... it's a lot. But
a lot.
I always say it's thrice the joy,
thrice
the
stress, the stress,
and thrice the challenges.
Thrice the challenges, thrice the stress, thrice the joy. My final question will be 12 years as a triplet mom, maybe your greatest learning or your greatest lesson that will help a triplet mom, a mom of multiples, twins, quadruplets, or even people that work with these people, so to better understand where they're coming from.
I think just understand your child or your children in this case, and understand that yes, you may have had them, you did deliver them on the same day, but there are 3 or 2 or more different personalities. So celebrate that child you have and not the one you wished you have. School yourself. Don't be too hard, because there are some days you will fail as a mother. And there are some days that even you will not say, I try. And there are some days you look at your child. If you were even able to make them sleep early, that's a win. If you were able to do laundry alone, that's a win. So cut yourself some slack. All of us are winging.
We are.
We
Oh.
are winning. The fact that you're even a multiple mom, you're already a winner.
Yes, so
You're already a winner because it's a privilege God, I think He just picks us and blesses us.
well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, for being so honest.
Thank
And
you.
I could definitely pick out things because even though I have two children of different ages, what you said about celebrating their individual strengths,
Yes,
so important,
yes.
and making them like a team, like we're
Yes.
cheering this person on.
Yes.
So thank you, and I wish you all the best because I
Thank
know
you.
it's not easy.
It's not easy.
The money for
Hey,
times
way.
3, university times 3,
It's a lot.
prom dress times 3,
Yes.
but well done,
Thank
well
you.
done. And thank you so much, the wonderful work that you're doing with the community. I'm a fabulous mom, you're a fab mom. Yeah, so just quickly plug it. I always bring the good stuff to you guys.
Thank you, Isabella, for having me here. I'm so excited. And in short, while speaking, I just discovered that, there are some things I even know that I didn't know I knew. So I'm so happy because most times while sharing your own story and talking to another mom like yourself, you're also learning. And that's one of the things that gave birth to my platform, Fab Mom NG. And you can find us on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at FabMomNG, FabMumNG. And so connect with us, follow us, send me a DM if you're a triplet mom, especially, and I will give you some expos.
Oh, share! I love it. I love only for ForFamilies podcast viewers.
Yes, thank you, and you're doing a great job.
Thank
I
you so
love your
much.
show. I
Thank
love the
you.
idea behind it, and I think we need more. More of such shows, and I love the mix of guests. Everyone is brilliant in their own ways, and I get to learn from them as well.
Oh,
well
thank
done.
you so much. Thank you to the team too. Welcome to What I'm Loving Now. This is the segment where I put you on to the good stuff for families. I come with the goodies, right? So what am I loving now? I'm loving building blocks. So you probably know them as Lego, right? Or Lego, as the case may be. But they are building blocks. So they sometimes are single blocks, they're rectangular blocks, they come in all shapes and sizes and colors. And I'll tell you why I'm loving it now, because before I just think, this one is for children, right? And thankfully, we've had friends, family members who have gifted us or gifted my children different building blocks. And what I've found is that it's a conversation starter between my son and I. My daughter is still younger, but she tries to play. So today I can say, let us make maybe a tower, and then we start building the tower. Or I'll say, let us do a design, and then I'll just start putting different colors across the board. Or the one that I know he loves right now is when we use Lego to make letters. So on a flat board, you can literally take one piece of Lego and you can trace out the letter I, you can trace out T, E, F. Those are easy letters because there are no curves. They are just straight lines. Think about I, a straight line, a straight line, a straight line. And then we'll try and even do the harder letters, so like a G now, which is not so easy to do because G is curved, but it then forces the two of us, and sometimes his dad joins in, to now see, okay, how can we make this letter that needs a curve, but we'll still find a way to make it out of building blocks. So we're there discovering how to use Lego to build blocks, but at the same time we're using the Lego pieces to also make out words. So we've gone from letters to words. So I can do something like L, we'll do the L together, then we'll do the E, and then we'll do the T, and then I'll be like, read this, and then you'll read it, you'll be like, let. So would you have thought about using Lego to teach reading? Probably not. When you think Lego or building blocks, you think, okay, let's build a tower, let's build a house, let's build something. But what about using building blocks to build letters, and letters to build words, and then you're now getting your child or your children to read? So I know there was one his dad did yesterday where we spelled the first part of his name, and that was so cool. So I think you're missing out if you're a parent and you have kids and you have building blocks and you're not engaging them actively. Sometimes I leave him to just play with the blocks or even get his sister to play with the blocks, even though that one likes scattering it. But other times I'm actively involved and I'll say, go and bring your Lego. And he's always so excited because he knows once mommy says bring your Lego, it means mommy wants to play with him. It means we're going to build something, we're going to do patterns, we're going to do designs, we're going to do letters. And honestly, I can't wait to get another Lego set or building block set, because I feel like if I have different shapes and sizes, it will even stretch my own imagination. Like, what else should we actually build? Should we maybe make a tree, for example? Should we do a whole park? Should we do animals? So that's something on my shopping list or maybe my Christmas list, to get different types of Lego, because I feel like you can use it to make different things and make the imagination of a child run wild, and you too, you're having fun. So that's something to consider, especially as we're getting into the time of summer holiday. In Nigeria, we don't have summer, so let's call it long vacation. But for those of you abroad that are doing summer and you're thinking, how can I get my children engaged? Lego, either on their own or together, or just make it like a family thing. Imagine if we just decided that all of us were going to all spell our names with Lego. That would be something fun, right? Tell me, do you use building blocks as an adult? Do you engage in Lego play with your children? Or have you even been to Legoland? I haven't, but all this playing with Lego, it is definitely on my list that one day I'm going to take them to Legoland, all of us as a family, and then we even build stuff with giant Lego. I think that would be super, super cool. So that's what I'm loving now. What are you loving now? Please, I cannot be the only one sharing the good stuff. Share with me too as well. Welcome to the segment where we answer your burning question, or sometimes questions that I've even gone through my own mind, because everybody has burning questions, right? So if you do have a question, please feel free, slide into our DM, engage with us, leave it in the comments, and we'll try to answer your questions. So today's question is something that I've also thought about, especially, with the school holiday coming up, and that is, how do I keep my children engaged during the summer holiday, or as the case may be, during the long vacation? So there are many things. Obviously, some have to do with your pocket. Like, if you have money, you can go for summer. Actually, you could actually travel abroad, but sometimes you might even have the money, but you don't have the time to go abroad. Maybe you don't have time off work. So what are you planning to do? So I would say that, look at what you can afford. If it is to go on a local trip, and a local trip can be from island to mainland, mainland to island. A local trip, if you're in Lagos, can be going on the train to Abeokuta and going to Olumorok, or going to Ibadan. If you're in Abuja, a local trip can be going to Suleja. There are people all over the world that are watching. So I'm not going to limit it to my own location or locations that I'm familiar with. But a local trip can literally be going to a museum. It can be going to the park. It can be going to a place where there's a monument, and it can turn into something that's fun but also educational. So I would say this long holiday or summer is a great time to travel, and you can travel within your community, travel within your state or province. You can travel out of the country if you can afford it and you have the time. But let's even say that you've traveled and you're like, okay, what else can I do? I'll say this is a good time to encourage your children to pick up hobbies. So if you have a child that likes to play football, look for a football training or a football camp, right? Or soccer or American football, baseball. If your child is more into music, then look for a music summer camp, or should I say a musical summer camp? Yes. They can pick up an instrument. They can do voice lessons. If it's drama, there are different trainings where you can enroll your child in drama camp, and at the end of it, they might even act in a film or a stage production. So what's your child's hobby? And if your child doesn't have a hobby per se, you can also get them to explore different things. So you can try music today, art tomorrow, sports the next day, history. So what I will say is that start with something that they like, because that means there's a chance that they will follow through with it, right? Another thing is to do a challenge as a family. So during this holiday, you can decide that all of us were all going to read 100 pages of a book. So it doesn't matter what book it is. It could be a comic book, a storybook, novel, it could be a graphic novel, whatever it is, but everybody in the family has to be a part of this challenge. So it could be your summer reading challenge. It could also be a challenge to complete, like imagine the whole family completing a 1,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. That means everybody has to contribute into doing this jigsaw puzzle. Can you see, like, all the things I'm saying, most of them don't have anything to do with AI or computers, right? I've not mentioned gadgets. I've mentioned things that will get them thinking, doing, moving about. And it's also a time to visit. So if they have friends, you can do supervised visits. Now, I know some parents are like this, like that when it comes to sleepovers. But again, this is a time that you can have supervised visits. They can go and see grandma and grandpa. They can go and see their auntie and uncle, and vice versa. You can have their cousins come around. So I hope those ideas have helped. And if you do have ideas of your own, share with us, share with the community, so that we can all plug into the good stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll suggest for this long holidays or summer. What a conversation. Triplet mom. Like, this is not TV or like live and direct. Mom of three girls. It was such an interesting conversation. Jayne A, you're not just a fab mom, you're a rock star. And any mom out there, any parent out there, fathers too, we love you. We love you. But moms, you guys are doing a lot of work. And imagine having multiples. Imagine carrying three kids. What can that be like? Well, what is it like to carry two children, three children, four children, 5, 6, 7, 8? I think there's a world record for 9. Interesting conversation. And even if you don't have multiples and you have, different children born at different times, there's so many nuggets she shared during that conversation. And even if you've not started a family, you should definitely watch it, so that you know what to look out for, like whether it comes to nannies or working with family members, having family members over. Great conversation. What I'm loving now, like I said, was all about Lego pieces, or is it Lego, building blocks, and you use them to make things, whether you're building a tower or you're making a letter or you're making words. And I can't wait to get even more of such. And the question that I addressed today on ForFamilies podcast is something that, trust me, I'm even thinking about it, is, the long holiday, what to do with your children during summer, especially if you're not going abroad. You can go abroad though. We want to make sure that your summer is not just summering, right? So that's a wrap now on ForFamilies podcast. Before I go, please, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and tap the notification bell so you do not miss out when we post a new episode. And also make sure you follow us across different social media platforms. Go a step further, send us a DM, leave a comment, share the link with someone, post it in that WhatsApp group that their mothers and fathers are parents of children, right? So that the word can get out there. And I can't wait to hear from you. Till then, my name is Isabella Adediji, and keep it locked on ForFamilies podcast. Bye.